Alright, good afternoon everyone. I will be reporting about Dr. Rizal's life back when he was still studying in University of Santo Tomas. So Rizal was fresh from Ateneo de Manila University when he first entered the University of Santo Tomas. He didn't know about what course to take that time. Back in Ateneo, his Jesuit mentors advised him to take priesthood or farming, but he wanted to take literature, medicine, or law. It was said that Rizal's father didn't want him to take law because of the political situation of the country that time. So that is when he decided to take philosophy and letters. However, his mother opposed for his higher education. She said that a Bachelor of Arts is equivalent only to high school and junior studies. And Don Francisco and Pasiano wanted Jose to pursue higher education. Rizal's mother also opposed this because she said that masyado nang maraming alam si Rizal. And kapag dumami pa ang kanyang kaalaman, maaaring pugutan na siya ng ulo ng mga Espanyol. Rizal was surprised about his mother's objection and later wrote, "Did my mother perhaps have a foreboding of what would happen?" So then, Rizal enrolls at UST. Rizal, who was then nearly 16 years old, matriculated in the University of Santo Tomas, taking the course on philosophy and letters in April 1877. On the first year, he also studied cosmology, metaphysics, theodicy, and history of philosophy. One of the main reasons why Rizal enrolled in UST is because it was what his father would have wanted for him. He was also uncertain as to what course to pursue or career to pursue. And doon, sinabay-sabay niya yung iba't ibang courses na gusto niya. From then and there, Father Pablo Ramon advised him to take up medicine. So here you will be seeing scholastic records from 1877 to 1878. So ito yung pag-grade nila before in Rizal's time. Alright, so sobresaliente is excellent. Notable, aprovechado is very good. Bueno is good. Mediano, fair. Aprobado is passed. Suspenso is conditioned. Reprobado is failed. Alright, so in him taking philosophy and letters, yung sinabay niyang course, which is cosmology and metaphysics, he had the grade sobresaliente, which is excellent. And same with theodicy and history of philosophy. When Rizal finishes his survey course in Ateneo, he earned the title Perito Agrimensor or Expert Surveyor. You know that he also excelled in all subjects, which made him obtain gold medals in agriculture and topography. It was November 25, 1881. At the age of 17, Rizal passed the final examination and the surveying course. His loyalty remains to Ateneo. He is also active in the extracurricular activities. He was known to be the president of the Academy of Spanish Literature, secretary of the Academy of Natural Sciences, and the secretary of the Marian Congregation. So he also joined literary contests, Liceo Artístico Literario de Manila, A la Ventud Filipina or to the Filipino Youth, El Consejo de los Dioses, the Council of the Gods. He also wrote one-act play, which is the Junto al Pasig, and he wrote poems ABD El Aziz y Muhammad and Al MRP Pablo Ramon. Alright, let's talk about the Council of the Gods. So the Council of the Gods is another literary contest to commemorate Cervantes' 4th centennial death anniversary, which was held in 1880. So Rizal submitted an allegorical poem entitled El Consejo de los Dioses. That is the Council of the Gods, right? So when we say allegorical, it means having hidden spiritual meaning that transcends the literal sense of a sacred text. Well, his work won first prize, but the Spanish community disapproves with the decision. Here is when Rizal won a gold ring engraved with the bust of Cervantes. And also, this is the first time in history that an Indio excelled in a national literary contest. Liceo Artístico Literario or Artistic Literary Museum of Manila held a literary contest. Rizal submitted a poem entitled A la Inventud Filipina. Here, Rizal won first prize and received a silver pen, feather-shaped and decorated with a gold ribbon. The poem is a Philippine classic for two reasons. First, it was the first great poem in Spanish written by a Filipino, whose merit was recognized by Spanish literary authorities. Second reason is that it expressed for the first time the nationalistic concept. So here are the reasons why Rizal shifted from philosophy and letters to medicine. The first reason is that Don Pablo Ramon, an Ateneo rector, advised him to choose medicine. And as I have said earlier, Rizal is a very loyal person to Ateneo. That's why when he was advised by Don Pablo Ramon, he pursued medicine. And the second reason is that Rizal wanted to cure his mother's growing blindness. Rizal's mother had a failing eyesight, and he thought he owed it to her to become a doctor and cure her condition. In this slide, you will be able to see the scholastic records of Rizal from 1878 to 1882. This was when he was taking up his medical course. So as you can observe from his grades, from first to third year, it was just okay. His grades was just plainly okay. As you can see in his fourth year in medicine, you will see his grades became better. Now let us talk about Rizal's romances. We are all very aware that Rizal is kind of a chick boy, right? I will be telling you about two Leonors in Rizal's life, which is Leonor Valenzuela and his so loved Leonor Rivera. In his time in UST is when he met Leonor Valenzuela. Rizal paid court to a woman he simply referred to as Miss L, who was fair with seductive and attractive eyes. Their love affair didn't last long because of two reasons. One is that the memory of Segunda Katigbak is still fresh in his heart. And the second reason is that Rizal's father did not like Leonor's family. Before, he sends letters with invisible ink to Leonor. Now let us talk about his super love, Leonor Rivera. So let me introduce you to another Leonor, Leonor Rivera. Leonor was from Camiling Tarlac and her father is a cousin of Rizal's father. And in short, that makes them cousins too. And Leonor's father is one of the few people who helped Rizal to go to Spain. Leonor Rivera was a frail, pretty girl, tender as a budding flower, with kindly, wistful eyes. Later, they became engaged, and in order to Leonor Rivera hide the relationship, Leonor signs her letters as Taimis. It was said that at that time, sabay na niligawan ni Pepe ang dalawang Leonor. The two became official when Rizal started boarding in Leonor's father's boarding house. And their strategy was, in order for them not to get caught, they used codes in their letters. Rizal being a victim of Spanish brutality. This happened during the summer of 1878 while he was at his first year at UST, and had his first taste of Spanish brutality. Rizal was not able to salute nor greet a lieutenant of Guardia Civil. He was slashed by the sword of the lieutenant at his back. Rizal reported the incident to the General Primo de Rivera, but nothing happened with his complaint. A letter dated March 21, 1887, addressed to Blumentritt, stated, "I went to the Captain General, but I could not obtain justice. My wound lasted 2 weeks." Rizal's activism on UST. Rizal displayed his leadership in student activism when he was pursuing philosophy and medicine at UST. He also organized a secret society called Compañerismo. And in Spanish, compañerismo means fellowship. This fellowship described as an organization promoting civic and patriotic educations among its members, and mutual protection and support. Rizal criticized the humiliating treatment of brown Filipinos by the Dominican mentors. Favoritism and skin color became the criteria for academic performance. Rizal's visit to Paquil and Pagsanhan. Paquil and Pagsanhan are municipalities located in Laguna. In the summer of 1881, Rizal went on a pilgrimage to the town of Paquil. It is a famous shrine of Virgen de los Dolores. They stayed at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Regalado, whose son Nicolas is to Paquil and Rizal's friend in Manila. Here are some reasons why Rizal did not enjoy studying in UST. The Dominican professors were hostile to him. Hostile meaning showing unfriendly feelings. Number 2 is that Filipino students were racially discriminated against by the Spaniards. The method of instruction was obsolete and repressive. Obsolete meaning no longer current or luma na, and repressive, the learning stops there and there is no development on the learning. In his novel El Filibusterismo, he discussed how Filipinos were humiliated and insulted by Dominican professors. In chapter 13, the class in physics, Rizal related how classes are held in UST. If you could observe with the slide a while ago where you can see Rizal's grades, there are some reasons why Rizal poorly performed at UST. There are 3 main reasons for his struggling in academic performance. Number 1 is that medicine is not his vocation. Number 2, discontentment with the system of education. And number 3, distractions of youth. Adenum. Rizal studying abroad. May 1, 1882 is when Rizal left Calamba and was able to reach Manila after 10 hours of journey via a carromata. No one among the family members of Rizal knew his departure for Spain, except Pasiano, Saturnina, his uncle Antonio, and a few friends. For the first time, he did not seek his parents' approval and blessing to go abroad. He did not ask Leonor as well, knowing that Leonor will not be able to keep a secret. His brother Pasiano did everything to ensure that Rizal can leave the country secretly. He secured Rizal a passport with the name Jose Mercado. The Spanish authorities, his parents, and Leonor know nothing about his plans. Rizal decided to leave the country not just to complete his medical studies in Europe. Hidden purposes of his voyage are 3 reasons. Number 1, to make a name for himself in the realm of journalism. The second reason is to observe and study European society. And number 3, to prepare himself for the task of liberating the Filipinos from Spanish tyranny.